So our role as a real estate lawyer in Ontario, very multifaceted.
So Sunny, something interesting between what we do in Canada and in China is that when we do a real estate transaction in China, oftentimes we don't really involve a lawyer in the transaction, but it's a very common practice in Canada. So can you tell everyone that why or what real estate lawyer is helping during the transaction in Canada, and what do you guys do in this process?
Okay, so our role as a real estate lawyer in Ontario, very multifaceted, right? So the first thing what I would normally do for myself is when I receive an agreement of purchase and sale, let's say from you have a client, you're referring a client to me. The first thing I always do is I want to review the agreement of purchase and sale. I want to see what my client is buying, how much purchase price we're paying, how much deposit he has already paid, and when's closing date. And in the agreement, there is a title search date. So that's the date when I know that I have to do all my due diligence, right? So that title search date basically gives us the opportunity to tell the seller's lawyer that if there is a problem with title or with the ownership, I have to notify him or her before that date, so that they have time to fix it before closing. So my job basically is to search title. I want to see what is registered on this particular property at the land registry office, right? And at the same time, I want to search off title. I want to see whether or not there are arrears of water bills. I want to see whether or not there are arrears in property taxes and so forth. And if I find any arrears of the current owner, I want the current owner to pay them off before my client takes over the property. So there are quite a bit of work that needs to be done, and therefore we have quite a bit of it's busy at the office.
So in recent years, more and more during the real estate transaction, buyers are recommended to purchase a title insurance. What is a title insurance? What does it do?
Yeah, well, title insurance is a very useful and important product that we use in Ontario. As a matter of fact, if I remember it correctly, since 2001, the Law Society of Ontario has recommended real estate lawyers to advise purchaser clients, that there are products called title insurance. The way I explain title insurance policy or coverage to my clients is that if there's any problem with title after closing, which the title insurance policy will protect coverage, my client will be protected or will be compensated. And one of the very important protections which I find for title insurance is that title insurance company, more often than not, especially when you're buying residential properties, they will provide a future fraud protection. So what it means is you purchase a property and at the time of closing everything is fine, but let's say 3 years down the road, a bank knocks on your door and the bank says, hey Priscilla, you borrow $500,000 from our bank and you have not made any payment, right? So if you don't repay us the $500,000, we're going to be selling your property by power of sale, things like that. And you go, I never even came to your bank, how would I owe you money, right? And then you realize that you're the victim of a fraud. There's been fraudster to manipulate your ownership to go to a bank and obtain a mortgage, right? And if that arises, title insurance policy will protect you. So whatever money you owe to the bank, they'll pay you back. But mind you, there's always a coverage limit. And that coverage limit is always the purchase price. Most often than not, it's the purchase price of the property. So if you purchase the property at $1 million, so usually your coverage for that policy is $1 million, right? So if there's been fraud at about $500,000, you should all be compensated. And that's something that lawyer cannot protect you from, right? Lawyer can protect you only up to the date of closing. So for us, I search title up to the date of closing, but after closing date, I will not be searching title for you every day. And I assure my client, don't worry about that because after closing, you will be protected by title insurance for future protection fraud.
Okay, I see. Actually, I have a personal experience that I really sense the importance of this title insurance. I have this client, he purchased a property in Buttonville. So for whatever reason, there's some unpaid bill, and then in the end my client he did pay on his own, but then the title insurance covered her, reimbursed, so she was unharmed. I sense that it's really important thing for us to all purchase.
Yeah, it's always good to have, and the most important thing is it's only a one-time cost, right? You pay once, you don't pay any more. There's no annual fees, there's no monthly fees, and your coverage is going to be there until you sell the property.
Right. Okay. So this will be the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. So if you have any real estate related questions, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And if you have any legal, real estate related legal questions, you're welcome to reach out to Sunny.
Yeah, and if you have any issue or concerns or questions that you may want to find out, you can email to our general email address at info@sunnyholawoffice.com. SUNNYHOLAWOFFICE.com. Someone should be replying your email.
Thank you, Sunny.
Yep, you're welcome.
Bye bye.